going to do a PBT class, and we're going to do this in 2 levels. So we're going to have our beautiful Miss Elzon and our beautiful Miss Angela, and they are going to show us 2 different levels at the same time. So while they get themselves organized, I'm just going to talk about the pelvis. What I want you to think of is the pubic bone and the hips being in a triangle. But if you put your hands there, it actually creates heart. So the whole time I want you to feel like you're lifting that heart all the time. You have your sacrum at the back, which is really an interesting bone because it is sort of like an arrow shape. And that arrow shape is telling you to lengthen down towards the floor. So you've got your beautiful heart that you lift, your arrow that goes down, and the sides of your legs that just continue almost to where your bikini line would be. So just to the sides of the leg, they continue lift all the time. So you've got this up, up, down, down, and this beautiful crisscross of the obliques. If you are ribby, all it means is that you've collapsed in the middle of your back. And it requires extra strength in the lower back to separate the lower ribs from the top of the hip. Again, using that heart and that beautiful arrow to keep you beautifully centered and on your feet. In PBT, we really try to articulate through the feet. So imagine that you've got your 26 bones every single time you move, keeping this part of your back always on the floor. So we do not squeeze our shoulder blades. We keep them beautifully open and away and lengthened. And the clavicles are lifted. The sternum is controlled. It's almost like the soul lifts. All right, we're going to do a beautiful, just a warm-up. I want you to breathe. Don't hold your body in any particular place. You can let your knees go. And this is just to release the fascia and the muscles. Beautiful breath. You ready, girls? Soften the knees. Now lift up from the middle of the top of your back. And another breath. Lift. Over. All the way down. Now feel this vertebrae separate as you come up. Reach over and stretch. Turn towards it, all the way to the floor, to the middle. Roll up with softened knees. Take a beautiful breath. Lift, over, and reach. Turn, all the way down. Soften your knees, relax your neck. Step back on your right leg. Stretch. Turn that leg out. Breathing in and out. Turn it in. Come up. 7. Lengthen your back leg. And into the flexor. And a little deeper. Lift that belly button. Rise into the toe. Lower the heel. Bend the knee. Up to the other side. And breathe out. Turn it out. Good. Turn it in. Go a little deeper, keep moving. Come all the way up. And lengthen into that flexor. Rise up onto your big toes. And lower. Bend the back knee. Come all the way up. And open your chest. Now reach across your back. Reach. Reach back. Elbow pulls. Now scoop. And scoop. Let the knees relax. Let them relax. Now look at your back wall. Back. 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 And another scoop. A little bigger. A little bigger. A little bigger. Breathing. Breathing. Into the hip. Oh, this feels good. Find that spot that's kind of achy. And other side. Again, and a little deeper. You might want to flex that foot open and fold in half. And roll up. 6. Breathe. And stretch. 2. Open. Lift your head. Stretch. And open. Just scoop across your back. Hold that belly. Last one. And just come up and feel your spine wet. Lift that belly button. Beautiful. Good girls. Thank you. You feel good and stretched? All right. Onto your backs. All right. I'm going to use the board and demonstrate first. We're going to do 2 levels here. The very first one, oh, so we're going to use the small ball first. Yeah. We're going to do the bicycle, and in fact, we're going to do the same level at the same time. You're going to lie down and really pressing those lower abdominals. The area that's in the middle of the heart is going to press into that floor so that there's no bulging of the muscle. And you're going to lengthen the leg away, not allowing this knee to go past 90 degrees. Looking, remember it's port de bras. We're not in the gym. And 4. And you're going to do 6 of these beautiful warm-ups. Put it between your knees, and you're going to put it down, articulating through the feet. And you're going to lift. Remember, there's still a slight turn out here. And float down. And lift. And float down. We're going to lift the knees up, take them far away, look towards your backhand. Reach all the way around. Come into a beautiful tight ball. Open it back out. Really open that upper chest. Take a breath and come back. And then we're going to do it to the left. So you've got 6 bicycles. Put it between your knees. Put your foot down. And you're going to go into the opposite side of your body. Wherever your knee goes, you go to the opposite side of your body. And you come all the way around into a beautiful ball. And then you go the longest part around so you can open up that upper spine. And you're going to come back. And the second time, just breathe and float the arms back down. All right? So 6 of them, I'll cue you. You want to really reach that top leg away. Really, really reach it away. We'll start with the ball going underneath our right leg. Breathing in, go. Remember, breath is really important. idea to put the lines of the ball facing you, so you always know where the middle is, and your feet are in the middle. Remember, the area between your shoulder blades must remain on the floor, otherwise the ribs will distend. The idea when you come up here is in this beautiful straight line from your ribs to your hips. Your pubic bone is in the center, matching into your sternum, and hands are lightly placed at the side, palms up. We don't want to be up here, and we don't want to be having arch over here. So it's this lengthening the sacrum towards that ball and lifting your heart right up. So we're going to do, the junior girls are going to do 1 and 2, roll down and 4, and breathing, very important, and come back and down and up and 2, and lift. That pelvis doesn't move, and straighten those feet and roll back down. And the juniors will do that twice. Our advanced girls, which will follow Miss Angela, is you're going to start the same as the junior girls, exactly the same as the junior girls, and then you're just going to go all the way up, really control the pelvis, and hold and straighten and 4. Then you're going to go demi and drop and lift and drop and lift, extend, extend, lengthening out the top of your head, ends of your toes, always relaxed in the arms, and breathe out. All right? Good girls. Remember, keep lifting. That audience is the ceiling. Use your music. Really enjoy it. Very beautiful traditional PBT exercise, and I really love it because it really helps you find the rotators and thinking of the leg as being a faucet or a tap, and you literally turn it on and you turn it off, not in pieces, all right? So we have our legs in ala sekod here. Arms down. For our juniors, they're going to keep their arms down. For our advanced, they're going to prepare and take their arms to second, okay? So we're going to go up and and flex, articulating through those feet, and lift and point and flex. See my feet? 6 and 7 and 8. Then you're going to go demi point, point, demi point, point, demi point, point, lengthening those legs so far away, reaching knees to the ceiling. Flex and reach the heels away and hold on to those abdominals. And all the time breathing. Do not collapse the ribs. And 3 and 4 and demi and point and demi and point and demi and point and turn out. So that's the basic exercise. The junior dancers will do flex and point, da da da. As they turn in, they're going to learn to take the arms to first. When they're ready, flex and point, demi, 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 back onto the floor. The advanced dancers will do exactly the same, but keep their arms in second the whole time. After they've done it once, they're going to do 2 demi-pliés and straighten with a port de bras in between. and lift and demi, and straight and lift and up, reaching far away, lengthening and floating back down. All right. I will cue you. Breathing in. Come up on your introduction, girls. Point those feet. And flex. 2. And reach the toes. And flex. 2. And reach those toes. Beautiful. And a demi. And point. And turn the neck. And flex. 2. And reach. 2. And flex. 2. And demi. Point. Demi. And point. Good girls. Demi. And point. And open. Juniors repeat. Big girls. Demi. Clear. And straighten. Put it wrong. And demi. Stretch out your hamstrings because you're going to feel like you need to. Just stretch out those hamstrings. Those really do get the hamstrings, huh? All right. Sitting up on your ball. This ball makes right side. We're going to take your knees are a fist apart. What you want to do is not have the collapsed lower back, but really feel as though you're lifting the sides of your body off that ball, really high off that ball. That arrow is still to the floor. The ribs are completely relaxed. You're not distending them, you're not collapsing them, they just are. But above that, you are going to lift your chest. So, we're going to do arms over here, feeling that rotation in the bicep, so you can feel elbow to elbow. And we're going to do 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 4 and 2 and out and flex and point and close, swish. And you repeat it with the left. 2 with the left, 2 with the right, and we're going to go out and flex and point and close. And remembering to transfer your weight, shoulder over hip, and second time, we're going to turn out and open the arms to our second. We're going to go out, remembering to take your shoulder over your hip, and a flex, and a point, and a close. Use the same arm, and 6, and 7. Starting to allow the head to move, and flex, and point, and close, and out, and in, and out, and in. Forward bend. Feel as though you're lifting up and over your own body. So you're not really sitting in that ball. You're lifting out of that ball, opening your hips, and you're going to float all the way down. And 2. You're going to come up the long way around with your arms between your ears and up. A beautiful breath as you turn to the side. This is a beautiful way to learn allongé, arabesque without the back shoulder coming up. And forward bend. And rotate. And I'm going to show you sideways here. It's basically, you're in second position, you're dropping that back arm, and you're reaching that front arm so we don't get this line, but rather an opening of the back. And then we're going to come back up. All right. So, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, out and flex and point and close, out and in, out and in. Same thing with the other leg, starting with the left, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, really articulating through the foot, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Turn out. body to go if you feel ready. And one, and flex and point your heels. Lifting here, so you remember the ribs go over, you don't move the hips. Out and in, and out and in. And a forward bend. 2 and 3 and 4. Open into arabesque and up. Forward bend. 2 and 3 and 4. Always be very cognizant of your breath, your port de bras, and find the highlights of the music. So it's not gym, it's still dance. Always dance. All right. All right. Sitting on the front third of your ball. Sit on the front third of your ball. Your knees are just a fist apart. Your weight is primarily in your toes. Hands onto your shoulders, good girls. And lift. And lower. Lift, same leg. Left leg up. Good. Take the right leg out. And flex. Point. Now breathe and shoot it away. Lifting your heels even higher. Lift your ears. Start with the left. Up. And articulate. Drop the heels on me. Yes. Keep the hips level. Keep most sit bones onto that. And lift. Reach the heel away. Float the elbows away. And up. Turn out. And out. And reach. Out. Let your head go. And good girls. And 6. Coordinate. Beautiful. Breathe. And out. Flex. Six. 7. And turning. Breathe. Stay over your toes. And all the way up. Open. Elonge. Look at your left hand. Beautiful. And keep opening. Really beautiful. Wide backs. Breathe. Beautiful. Just come to second. And float your arms down really slowly. Lengthening your spine. Lifting your pelvis. Lift your pelvis. Lift your pelvis. Lift your pelvis. And breathe. And relax. Good girls. Good girls. Very, very nice. We're going to do standing fondue. And when we do standing fondue, which is one of my favorite exercises, you always roll the mat. So you never stand on the mat, because if you catch your toes on the mat, then unfortunately you can break them. So we're going to take the leg in the middle of the ball. It's essentially opposite the thigh of the other leg. And you want to really feel that hip down in the socket and around, so it's not lifted. We're going to do. And opening your hip. So I never cue turn out knee. I always cue plie, open your hip. And we're going to go open hip. And 2. And come up. And 4. And you come forward to cambre back. And 7. And 8. Fondue, delicately lifting that heel. And 2. And 3. And 4. Miss Alzan is going to do the advanced level, which is going to be up and to the side. And Miss Angela is going to do promenade. 1. Little promenade, really keeping the back of that hip in the socket. Then we're going to go away from the ball and towards the wall, sorry. And then we're going to go demi-plie. Feel as though the knee, if you were looking sideways, wraps down in that socket, heel forward. So, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and you're going to come all the way back, either with a rise or with a little promenade. All right. So, use your breath. Hold both sides of your bodies. Have fun, girls. Breathing. Breathing would be awesome. You know what I always say? I have a saying. Those who breathe live a little longer than those who don't. Both sides of your body. Miss Elzon. No. So as you come up, you want to really feel the ribs tuck into your hips and lift your sternum, not your rib cage. Because if you lift your rib cage, you're going to shoot yourself all the way back. Okay, so I want you to rise up, really up, 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 up. Take your chest forward, and then lift the leg off the floor. And you can stay forever. All right, good job. Other side. The wonderful thing is you're going to change millimeters, not even inches, tiny, tiny, tiny millimeters. Make all the change in the world. Lift that belly button and breathe. Present and float away. Reach up, beautiful girls. And lift, come up to go back bend. And up, and open, and fondue, and straighten, and fold, and fondue, and six, and promenade, and towards your and sorry, and left, and away, up and over. Just keep dropping, good girl. And plie, drop your knee back, your foot forward. And good girls. And breathe. And come around. And up, promenade. And see, good girl. Lift this side. Lift your opposite side. And up here. Right. Now rise up and lift your chest. Lift your chest up. And try to control the ribs. Alright? So to fix that, so just a really easy fix, good girl. You want to wrap this around, wrap this around, wrap this around, drop it in, drop this in, and lift your sternum. Right, now you can stay forever. Right, the minute you take your ribs out, you shoot your head back. The minute you take your ribs out, you collapse here. Even if you're very strong here, you could hold it. But if you take it here, your head is going to go back, and the heaviest part of your body is your head, which is just going to pull you back. Right, so you really got to take your body right over your leg before you lift your chest, and not try to lift your chest before your body's over your leg. Pull the ribs down. Now lift your leg and keep pulling the ribs down. Not bad, get better. Just keep it down. It's hard. All right, we're going to do lying on our tummies again with a small ball. And this is one of my favorite exercises. It is for arabesque. It's for really holding the rotation of the bottom leg. So the bottom leg has to be lifted and inward when you go into arabesque, and not out and splayed. And this is to really help the student feel that lift without tucking. So it's almost side to side. Think of the bone going almost side to side, letting that hip go right into that socket, so it's beautiful and high. So we're not pulling out, but pulling right up. Okay? So lying on your tummies. All right. You're going to cross your legs. And we're going to take our head to the right. Turn your head to the lifted leg. And you're really going to wrap the base of the supporting leg. Feel as though you're pulling up your pants. Feel as though you're pulling up your pants and lengthening your back. So flatten your back energy. Right, now open the shoulders. Take them away. Right, so there's no hunch. And you're going to lift both legs. 1 and 2. And you're going to try and make it a leg exercise, not an upper back exercise. And a 5. And 6. And lower 7, 8. And the third time you're going to lift up. Lift your chest. Look at each other as you pass. Smile and turn over, keeping your hands on your forehead. And you're going to really turn out those lower limbs. And lift. And 2. Good. And lower. Try keep them really crossed. And lift. Can you flatten your back? You're rounding your back. And flatten your back. Flatten back. Flatten back. Onto the floor. Push your chest into the floor. Let your air out. Right, now lift your upper back. Good job. Thank you. And then lift. And switch. Don't round your back as well. And don't round your upper back. Yeah. So very common thing in order not to use your ribs is for students to hunch. Really what you want to do is lengthen that spine from north to south and open the back from east to west, and then allow the elbows to go out the socket. Relax your elbows and let them out the socket. Let them go out the socket. Now put your hands back and now lift your upper body. Press in here. Wow, so different, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, just 4 times. It's a hard exercise to do really, really well. Breathe, girls. You're not tucking. The minute you're hunching, there's a good chance you're tucking. So this has to be lifted. You've got to feel as though you're pulling your pants up here, lying on that floor, elbows are away, and you lengthen to come up. The elbows are reaching east to west, east to west, east to west. That's better, so that there is no hunching the other way. Lying on your side. All right, we're going to do the developer exercise, and we're going to do 2 variations. We're going to start with Miss Angie, who's going to do the more junior level. So this is not about doing the most difficult level you have. This is about what you can do well. It's about quantity over quality. Always quantity over quality. Your head is out to the front, and you're going to draw that leg up. 1. Feel as though your knees come into the back wall and your foot, and now open your bottom hip towards the mat. Without tucking, just open. Rock it to the mat. That's it. And come all the way up and come all the way down, holding onto that hamstring as you come back down, and 6, and you flex. And again, and 1, and feel it rapid, and drop that glute, and come back down, and 6, and you're going to connect your rib cage, your sternum to your belly button as you come down. And as you come down, connect your sternum to your belly button. And 2. Now without moving that ball, you're going to allow the freedom of the hip to come forward. And 6, and 7, and 8. You're going to use 2 legs to turn out equally. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep the hips don't thrust forward. And you're going to come back down, trying to show me the underneath of the foot. And of course you're breathing, right? Yes. Beautiful. And Miss Elzana is going to do the more advanced level. And we're going to go up to demi point. Your bottom hand is flat on the floor. And even here, you've got to lift underneath the rib cage. You're not sinking into that mat. You're going to keep opening the bottom hip away all the time. And Miss Elzana is on demi point because she has the rotation. And 2. Drop your bum. Drop your hip in the socket. Drop your hip in the socket. Right. And come down 3. And 4. And come up 5. And wrap it. And 7. And 8, and point the foot as you come up, and 1, and 2, try and grab that ball with your hand, développé, and when you développé, you're going to try and take the bone down towards my hand. Bring the bone towards my hand. Bring the bone towards my hand. Right? Then you can liberate it, right? And then you're going to come back by lifting the hamstring a little towards your ears. Open that hip towards that mat. Open the hip towards that mat. Don't tuck. Open it. And come back down and 6. And roll, articulate through that foot. Right. So guys, watch that when you open the hip towards the mat, that you don't open your hip towards the mat, but you open your hip towards the mat. All right. Hold on to that rope. Very good. And breathing, of course, and important for inside of you. Let your legs, both of them are equally turned up. Lift your belly button first. Take your knees to me. Hold. And come down. Really articulating the lower leg. And flex. Breathe out. Breathe in. And articulate. Good. And up. Good. And third one. Lift your belly button. Open your backs as wide as you can. And 6. Hold that rotation. And lift that hamstring up. Rotating even more. And all right. Good job. Other side. Beautiful puppies, really beautiful. When you come down from passe to first or susu, that's the hard part, not to allow the lower limb to sink behind. That is where you use an extra little bit of rotation to keep that lower limb coming forward and not allowing it to slip too tight. That's where it uses a lot of strength, and you can do this with very little ones, just going up to coup de pied and down, up to coup de pied down. When they're ready, go to passe and down, passing down, and that can be for years until it's absolutely perfect. The most common problem is lifting of the gluteus. So it's first the hip has to slide, and there's a wrap. All right? Then we repeat to the left side, also both sides. And of course, you're breathing beautifully, aren't you, ladies?
Yes.
Lift, initiate the movement with your belly button lifting and your sacrum lengthening and the top of your head reaching. So it starts in your brain before your body even moves. And a big breath. And initiate from your belly button, lengthening your lower back. 3. Beautiful. Now drop it a little more in the socket as you come down. And flex. Wrap that lower limb as you come down. 3. Good girls. And lower. 6. 7. Good. And that's it. Great. Now, and 6. Drop this to the front. Drop this to the front. And now bring it back. Good. Beautiful girls. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So when you lie on the floor, you want to be in a natural position. So we wouldn't really be in a position like this. And that also helps us to remember that we lift both sides of our ears. So when you're lying down, you're lifting both sides of your ears as though you can look down into sort of écarté movement or allongé or palmant. All the time using the same head as you would in a ballet stance. That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, girls. We're going to go to the wall. And we are going to do, oh no, we're going to do shiver and shake first. Sorry. Shiver and shake. My favorite exercise. Okay, let me demonstrate. Let's go. Miss Elsa, lie down. We're going to both face that way. We're going to put the ball between your lower calf and your heel. Now, you want to really keep your sacrum on the floor. And I just want to show you, this is for me a miracle step. Just relax, okay? Now, I want you to try to turn out there very hard, very, very hard. I want you to almost push your heels towards your face. Push your heels towards your face. Relax your flexors and hug me with your thighs. Just hug me with your thighs. Now push your heels towards your face. Now hug me with your thighs. Gorgeous. And then you've got a beautiful rotation with half the energy. Correct? But otherwise you're trying to force it all the time. Show me, Miss Angie. So we start off by making sure the sacrum's on the floor so that we're not tucking that pelvis. We're going to lift that heart, lengthen that sacrum. The ribs are relaxed. Let's put our hands on our hips to start just for this. It's a feeling as though you're going to bring your heels towards your nose and hug me with your backs of your legs. Hug me with the backs of your legs. Hug me with the backs of your legs. Go, girlfriend. Deeply a little more. And I can really see the backs of the legs working. Now, as you straighten, keep that angle. As you straighten your legs, keep those calves coming forward, heels coming forward, inner thighs coming forward. And that's why we call it shiver and shake, because you do it enough times, the girls start shivering and shaking. All right, so we're going to do, with my hands I will show you. You've got the ball here, and you're going to start in demi-plie. And you're going to straighten, and a two, and a demi, and a four, and a straighten, and a two, and a demi, and a four, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. Level 2 would be the same thing, but you're going to lift your head up off the floor by putting your hands behind your head. All right? And so we'll repeat that, except that Miss Elzana is going to go to level 3. So lift your head up, Angie, and you're going to go demi-plie, and you're going to take it to 45. And come back. And not too much, and just out, and 2, and in, and 2, out, and 2, and in, and 2, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out, and in. And then relax your knees towards you, relax up, and just hug your knees. Hug your knees. All right, so we're going to do it twice through. The first time, everybody's going to do it with their hands on the hips to feel that we're keeping the hips beautifully placed, that the sacrum is not. I often ask the student to put their hand on their pubic bone, because the minute that they turn out incorrectly, they will feel the tuck. Instead of that beautiful length of the upper hips, you really lift the hips. We'll do it once with the hands over here, then once over here, except Miss Angie's going to do the junior version, which is just regular or junior intermediate, and Miss Elzana's going to do the advanced one, which is taking it to 45 degrees. All right? Okay. Breathe. So, up and a 2, and a down, and a 4, and a right, and a 2, and a down, and a 4, and a saute, and a saute, and a saute, and a saute. All right. And this is very good during COVID when you are not able to jump. Really helps. So instead of opening the knee, you learn to put it in the socket and open the hip. So you've got a beautiful straight line from the thigh to the knee to the ankle. Miss Angie, just put your legs up here. This is a very common thing, and it often happens either in professionals, where you get so used to the beveling of the foot, or into children who have limited rotation and they start to bevel to try to turn out. So when you tendu, you're going to keep your whole foot on that ball. Correct. So we're not here, which of course we know causes so many injuries. All right. So as you straighten that leg, feel as though you're wrapping that leg against the ball. Beautiful. All right. Good job. We're going to do battery. We forgot about that one. We're going to lie on your tummy. And we're going to do, I will demonstrate once. Let me use the smaller ball. All right. We start demi-plie, and you want to already get into this beautiful long line. You should feel like you're at a table. And we're going to do royale, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Undercut, 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 royale, undercut, 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 royale. And you're going to repeat that 3 times, and then you're going to roll back over your ball and just relax that back. The idea here is that you've essentially got your weight in your arms and you're in a plank. So you're not sinking and you're not lying on the ball, you're lifting yourself up off that ball. The ball just happens to keep your lower limbs up. All right, here is a very nice way to stop the sinking between the shoulder blades, the hunching, the pulling, and the squeezing. So here you've got the opening all the time, opening the clavicles, lifting the ribs, and still lifting the sole. All the time the sole lifts. Right, in one straight line from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. All right, girls. Demi-plie. I think you need to go one in front of the other. Slightly. There we go. Good. All right. Demi-plie, just roll over so I can see you're in one beautiful straight line. Off you go. And so, really rotate what we did in the lower limb when we had the ball between your legs. And your arms are just opposite your shoulders and your elbows are soft. So lift, open your shoulders. Open your hands. Right. Beautiful. Lift your legs up, honey. Breathe in. And off we go. And change. And bend. And change. And change. And change. And change. On your hips. And undercut. Undercut. Royale. Undercut. 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 Royale. And meet. And meet. And change. And change. And change. And up. And up. And up. And undercut. Undercut. Cross. And a change. Undercut. And change. Heels forward. One more time. Heels. And meet. And lift your head up on 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Undercut. 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 Royale. Lift your belly button. And roll back. And you roll. Good, girls. And that's the very first exercise that ever was in PBT. Wow. Ever first exercise. By the wonderful Marie Walton Mahan, the founder and director of PBT, Marie Walton Mahan in Australia, who's been doing this for years with unbelievable success. Let's put our feet in the corner of the wall and port de bras. And then we're going to just come together. Alright, so you're going to put your feet in first position. Your knees are straight and your hips, the ball is on this part of your hips. The idea is to come up without allowing the ribs to flare. So this is an exercise not for flexibility, but for aerobic strength, so that we're able to hold the heads up without the collapse of the neck. So we really are lifting that belly button up and up and up and up. So you're in one straight line. So feet in first position. And ready to turn out those feet. And you're going to breathe. Port de bras. Through first. Actually, no, you're going to go up the side. And 2. Lower 3. Cross your arms 4. Up the side. And 6. And 7. And 8. Come up into first. And 2. The long way up. And open your chest. And come down. And reverse that. 5. And 6. And reach all the way down. And we're just going to repeat that again. And each one I want you to feel a little bit more into your fingertips, into your chest, as though you're doing swan leg. So you're going to take it all the way down. Right. Opening your back so you can take your arms behind you, not squeezing your shoulder blades. Take your arms behind you. Straight, and you really want to feel the wrap in that leg, the lift and the wrap in that leg, so we're not beautiful, but lifted, and you want to hold that. If the student has a really hard time feeling that, you can take the small ball and put it between the legs, so they get that ability to bring that ball forward, and you can put a ball between the hips as well, right between the thighs here, and you can help them really feel that rotation using those smaller pimples. All right. We're just going to finish off with a little stretch. Good. There you go. Beautiful. You're going to lie on your backs. Actually, no, we're going to do the new hamstring stretch. Sorry. We're going to sit up and you're going to go all the way forward. And 2. And 3. And 4. Flatten your back. And 6. And 7. And 8. Flex those feet. And low. And 3. And 4. Roll back. 5. And 6. Turn up and repeat it and turn up. And all the time you're going to try to get those legs and heels together. All the way down. And 2, 3, and 4. And flex. And 6 and 7. Lift the head, lengthen, and roll back up. And 6 and 2. Nice hamstrings. Now straighten your legs, push your hips back, hands back down, far over your legs. Breathe in, bend demi-plie back again. And stack those hips right from the two sit bones. And then roll up. And 6. And open. And just go back to parallel. Thank you, my angel. And thank you, my angel. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a PBT website called PBT Dance, pbt.dance, and you can sign up either as a student or a teacher. This honestly changed my life. How I teach has really changed based on what I've learned with PBT. Stay safe, everybody. Just use dance to overcome.